an ounce of prevention is equal to a pound of cure. You guys heard this before? Hey, what's up, guys? Semi-macho dad here. We're going to talk about, you guessed it, canoe tripping. Today we're going to talk about bear spray. You know what? Let me back that up. We're going to talk about bear attack prevention. Okay. There's a lot of ways to keep from being attacked by a bear, and I guess let's focus this video a little bit more. Let's focus on the boundary waters, Aquatico, or if the place that you like to go trip only has black bears, let's take that into consideration. That we're just talking about black bears, okay? No brown bears, no grizzlies, Kodiaks, polar bears, koala bears, panda bears, just black bears. We want to keep them from attacking. And the nice thing is that black bears are not territorial. I'll say that one more time. Black bears are not territorial. Yes, they can kill, but they are not territorial. Moose are by far and away a much more dangerous creature if you're going up into the boundary waters. Let's just put that out there right now. That's the reality. Okay, so how do you keep from getting attacked by a black bear? Okay, so we all know bear sense of smell is amazing. And look, I'll put it this way. Any bear can become a problem bear. But there are certain places where problem bears are more well known, certain regions. And if you're going on a canoe trip, hopefully you're doing your homework and seeing what other people are saying about the lakes that you're traveling to. So you get a little bit of insight, on everything, on the fishing conditions, on the campsite conditions, on the scenery, on the wildlife. Because if you do a little bit of homework, you will find that people mention things like problem bears. And really, I hate to say it, it sucks, but problem bears are they're caused by humans. They're caused by humans, and I can't ever get it. You go up there and you stop in at a campsite, and if there's a little flick of trash here and there, it's an oversight. But and it sucks. But some people, it's just like there's no way that you even tried to clean up this campsite before you left. You just said F it. And that's the kind of thing, that kind of attitude, that's what really conditions the bears. They come in, nobody stays at the site for a while, so they're not so hesitant, and they come in and troop around. That's where you start getting the bears feeling comfortable coming into a campsite. So number one thing, again, back to the prevention, is as much as you can't control everybody, but you can control yourself. And keeping your site clean, traveling clean, and trying to reduce as much as you possibly can any exposure to human food and human stuff to bears as possible, because that should stay a foreign substance to them. They shouldn't really be interested in it. Okay. So the next thing is, if you want to keep a bear away, again, they're not territorial. They will act defensively. And so I think one of the most vulnerable spots you can be in when running into a bear is probably on a portage. Obviously in camp too, but on a portage you got gear on, right? So you're already weighed down. And the best thing you can do is just start yelling. Everybody just start yelling as loud as they can. And 98% of the time, that bear might hang out, might hesitate, but it'll probably just turn around and tail it out there. They have really no interest in this. Okay. We all know that if there's a cub or cubs there, that changes the whole thing. So, if that happens, just yell and keep an eye on the bear. Don't turn your back. Slowly walk away. Check your feet so you don't trip. Don't want to make any sudden movements, but absolutely, don't go run. The play dead thing, look that up. There's different opinions. I'm right now in the camp that it's better to be loud, look down, but stay looking at the bear or the bears, and slowly move and try and remove yourself from the situation. Okay, so Yeah, another thing before I get on to deterrence is yeah, just coming back to the scents. I tell everybody who comes with, if you need to wear deodorant, if you're one of those people, bring something that is unscented. Um, but quite frankly, guys, like when you go to the boundary waters, it's just a different sweat. It's just a different sweat than sitting at a computer or I don't know, just the kind of the sweat that comes from living in society. You're up there paddling, and the way I explain it, it's a cleaner sweat. And you can jump in the lake if you want. And even if you don't jump in the lake, it's just different, and it's just not offensive. I don't know how to explain it, but just don't sweat it, okay? So I just don't bring deodorant. Hang your bear bags. If you're putting them under canoes, if you can't find a tree anywhere, and you're just forced to have your food on the ground, you can, stack them, put them under something that's going to make a lot of noise, like pots and pans, or if you have bells, or if you have some kind of a whistle system. There's people have come up with some real creative ways to have, let's call them bear alarms, up there. That's real nice, right? You're awake, and then you can yell the bear off. But if it ever does come down to a situation where there's a bear that is acting very defensively, and the yelling and the different other preventative measures aren't working, it makes no sense. You want to go into bear country with some bear mace. Right, it's not a lethal measure. It will take care of the bear. And really, the reason I'm putting this video together, I think everything up to this point, hopefully you guys know if you're thinking about going to canoe country. But do more reading on it. There's a lot of good videos in that, but that's the gist of it. But when it comes to bear mace, so these things, I got two of them here. These spray a lot farther than your regular over-the-counter, pepper spray. These are serious. And here's the one thing I want to get at with the bear mace. Okay, you always want to test your gear. You guys know me. Test your gear before you go. And I would say that includes bear mace. Look, this bear mace can right here, its expiration date, look at that, 2006. Okay, now what that means with an aerosol usually is that the aerosol part about it has stopped working, so you're not going to get that propellant. Same thing happens with fire extinguishers. You want to make sure you bring something there that's going to work, so you want to test it beforehand. I have felt confident. I have each year that I go up, I do test this before I go to make sure it's still spraying. But I'm going to say this, guys, is if you spray this, like, don't go to your local park, forest preserve, or woods or something like that where let me put it this way. If you spray this, even though it might not hit you and it might not hit any other humans who are breathing it, right? You take your precautions and you make sure that there's no wind, you're spraying it at like a kind of a downward angle so you can measure, okay, it's still spraying 20, 30 feet. Where you're spraying is going to have that pepper on it. So whatever wildlife is around that's tromping through there is going to be impacted by that. I like to spray it into a garbage bag. I like to wear just a dust mask. That's worked for me. But you just be mindful that when you spray this stuff is full of pepper, and it's that now you're putting that out there. Technically, we like to keep these as a last resort, right? And again, if you have kids, you spray it in your backyard, they might accidentally come along later and touch the pepper, get it in their eyes. You get a problem on your hands now. So be mindful that when you spray this, you are spraying pepper all over the place. This one's a fresh can right here. So we like to have both of them. The last thing I'll say, guys, don't have this in the bottom of your bag. You want this handy. Like, if you need this in 3 seconds, not 25 seconds. So have that there and practice the motion, pulling the safety off. Do that outside. I'm not going to do it inside. But have that handy. Okay? All right, guys. Talk to you later.